O-Level Biology 5090, Paper 2, Variant 2, October, November 2024, question number 4 and 5. We will start from question number 4. Figure 4.1 shows changes in the curved shape of the lens of a person's eye over time. And you can see a graph, figure 4.1. The most on x-axis, they have taken the time, and on y-axis, they have taken the shape of the lens, which starts from least curved to most curved. Now, question is, during the period of time shown in figure 4.1, the person carried out each of the following actions: read the words in a book, read the time on a wall clock, looked out of a window at a bird high in the sky. The first point is P, read the words in a book. You can see that we have to discuss what happens when and what will be the curvature of the eye, or the how it will be curved, the shape of the lens when there will be the book is very close to the eye. You can see about 1 foot uh, away from eye, and on the other hand, read the book, read the time on a wall clock, which can be a medium distance, and the wall can be 2-3 foot away from eye, or it can be more than 10 foot away from eye. But on the other hand, you can see the R looked out of a window at a bird high in the sky, which can be very close to the eye when the bird is flying in the on the sky. So in this way, they have given us three different distance according to which the eye has to change its curvature. The lens has to change its curvature, and this process of change in the curvature according to the distance is called as accommodation, and this is the function of our eye lens. So eye lens change the shape according to the distance. Now here in this question you can see these three different conditions which they have given us. We have to arrange them that according to this graph. So first of all, in the you can see the most curved most curved uh, part, you can see after uh, it's starting this starting point. So this is the starting point, and at starting point you can see there is the more curved surface. So curvature of the eye is more curvature. So in this way, more curvature, I would like to write over here, more curved, or yeah, more curvature or most curvature. So here you can see it means in this way, the it will almost will be round in shape. So and due to more curvature, what can happen when it is more, it has a short focal length. You know, the light rays, when they enter into the eye, they will enter, and then they will, their image will be very close. So in this way, you can see short focal length will be there, and bending of light will be more bending of light. So it means the things are focused by the eye, which are very close to the eye. As for example, read the word. It means it can be the point P. So from this point to this point, there can be the point P. And then you can say the curvature is decreasing, and it reaches to the least curved, from very high curvature to least curved. In this way, the lens will become very flat, So when it is very flat, it means rays of light are coming from a large distance. So it will become flatter. There will be long focal length and less bending of light rays, and it means the light rays are coming from a long distance. So this point, and it will be increased. It will be the looked out of a window at a height. So it can, and then you can see the curvature is increasing again, but it will be less than P, the point P. It means this is the medium curvature. As for example, from this, it will be, so from this to, and then no. So in this way, the curvature, so R, and then it will be Q. So it will be between P and R. So in this way, you can see we can arrange the in the correct order. Correct order, first of all, you can have seen that this is P, and then less curvature, least curvature, it is Q, sorry, it is R, and then it will be Q. Now, the next question is, at the time labeled H on figure 4.1, the shape of the lens is changing, outlined with reference to named structure in the eye. How this change happens? The most responsibility of the lenses, that is the process of accommodation, it occur by the lens. So shape of the lens is changed, but there are some other, you can say, structures which are present in the eye, which are responsible for the change in the shape of the lens. So at point touch, we have to find out the which structure at point H is responsible for this. Yeah, this. It means it is the point when the curvature is decreasing. When the most curvature, the is more curvature is becoming less towards the least curvature shape. So, in the here, I would like to explain one thing. That is there are some muscles which are called as ciliary muscles. If you have know about the structure of the eye, it's in this way. I would like to draw the eye muscles here. You can see there will be the very bad drawing right now. Let me draw only the this is the eye lens. Actually, I draw on the laptop surface screen. So this is the in this way. These are the suspensory ligament, lens, and then from here there is ciliary body. So these suspensory ligaments and ciliary muscles are involved in the curvature of the eye. So here I would like to explain, that is when these are the ciliary muscles, they will be in this way, in the round shape. So they will be in the round shape. So what will happen? These ciliary muscles, when they will be contract, when they will contract. So what happens when they will contract? Then at that time, the suspensory ligaments relax. It means the eye is observing the objects which are very close to the eye, or at that time. And so these are the ciliary body which contain these ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscles plus suspensory ligaments are responsible for keeping accommodation of the lens by lens. So these ciliary muscles are around the lens, and suspensory ligaments hold the lens. So in this way, these two structures are responsible for other. So what happens when at point H, you can see moving towards the picture again, you can see the point H. So at point H, you can see the curvature is becoming very least. So least curvature is there, and due to least curvature, it will be in this too, it, it is becoming so. So in that conditions, the suspensory ligaments will become very taut because they are very close to object as distance. Object at very far distance. So in this case, when the object is at very far distance, so the ciliary muscles, they are relaxed, will relax, and it will increase tension on suspensory ligaments, which will causing the lens less curvature, less curve. And on the other hand, if the ciliary muscles are contracting, the suspensory ligaments will slacken. So what will happen? It means the eye is observing the object which is very close to the eye. So curvature, in that case, curvature will increase because the suspensory ligaments, they will become slackened, and which will increase the curvature of the eye. Now next question is, figure 4.2 shows a front view of the eye in the dim light. In the dim light. So first of all, we have to label, you know, this, they have labeled this pupil, pupil or a window through which the light rays enter into the eye. And this is the iris. So these are the two parts of the eye, very easy. I'm not going any about these parts in detail now because they are very common parts which you all of you know very well. So we have completed complete figure 4.2 show a view of the same eye as it would appear in bright light. In bright light. So here you can see in bright light, it is dim light. In dim light, you can see the size of the window is decreased. Size of pupil is decreased when there is bright light. So in dim light, you can see this size. Dim light, this is the size. And in bright light, this size will decrease in this way. It will become smaller because in this way, it will not allow the more light to enter into the eye because if bright light will enter into the eye, it can damage the retina. So in this way, when there is bright light, so the size of the pupil will be decreased as I have drawn over here. So this is the normal. So this is the normal when there is dim light. You can see the pupil size will increased. But in when there is bright light, so the pupil size will be decreased to avoid the more light to enter into the eye. So it is a protecting you can action which the eye performed. So we have to draw in the, it will be in this way. So it is from dim, larger size and smaller size when there is bright. Uh, it is again, I have drawn larger, then should be smaller. So it will become very small in size. Its diameter will become very small. Next, state the type of the nervous response that takes place when the eye changes its appearance from that in figure 4.2 to that in the figure 4.3. In figure 4.3, the size was this and it is decreased from this. Already told you why this, it is from dim light to bright light. So from dim light to bright light, what happens? The uh, eye save itself from the bright light because when bright light will enter into the eye, it can damage the retina. So this is the nervous response, which is immediate response, which takes place by the body, and this type of immediate response is called as reflex action. when we see towards the things or the bright light, our eyes will be closed. Their diameter will become smaller. So this immediate response, which takes place by the central nervous system, by the spinal cord, immediate response. So this is called as reflex action. Already told you that next question is that what is the suggest the importance of the to the person of this response taking place in the eye. That is, it is a protective response. It is a protective response, um, which the eye has to take when there is, to protect it from the bright light, effects of bright light. And then what will happen? So reflex action, involuntary action. It is an involuntary action in which brain is not involved. So this is the rapid, and it is our rapid response to stimuli, which is a bright light. And protect the eye from damage. That is, protect the photoreceptor, which are sensitive to bright light. Now, next question, number 5. Fish are an important part of the balanced diet of many people, and fishing is a major source of employment in some countries. Many people therefore believe that that fish should be treated as a sustainable resource. So describe what is meant by sustainable resource. So sustainable resource is naturally occurring substance or organism that is used and managed in a way that allow it to replenish itself and remain available for future generations. Rate at which the resources is used does not exceed its rate of regeneration or renewal. So a sustainable resource is naturally occurring substance or organism that is used and managed in a way that allow to replenish itself and remain available for future generations. So it means any substance or any organisms is available for future generations. It is not, you can say, reducing in its production. So uh, here I would like to give an example of the that fish as treating them as a sustainable resource means managing fish activities in a way that ensure fish populations can reproduce and maintain their number over time. Uh, here example can be given of the fish. It can be it can be given as an example of sustainable resource or any other product, you can say sustainable resource, which is can be, you can say, its population can reproduce easily for future and not decreasing in an ecosystem. So these are the meanings of sustainable resource. That is the any substance is available all the time for future generations. Now, next question is the government of a country decided to set fishing quotas between 2012 and 2020. Figure 5.1 shows the maximum number of tons of herrings that the quota allowed to be caught each year. So the herrings are the type of fishes. So using the information from figure 5.1, describe the trend in quota size and suggest explanations for the trend. So here you can see from 2012 to 2020, the herring quota tons was, it started from about 30,000 ton to, and then it started decreasing. In 2013, it reached to 25,000. You can see 25,000, and from 25,000, then again it was increased uh, in 2014, and then from 2014 it decreased, and then little decrease, or you can say a little bit sustainable condition is over there, and then decreasing and decreasing and leaves too much decrease in 2020. So in this way it shows a trend of decreasing. uh, Clear, you can say, downward trend. This is the clear downward trend in the graph. So clear downward trend in maximum number of tons of herrings that the quota allowed to be caught. So it start relatively into high in 2012 and 2013, and then significant drop in 2014. And continue to decrease, and reaches to lowest point in 2020. So a suggest explanation for the trend. So these trends, there can be some reason uh, by which we can say that there is decline in the population of these herrings. So the first that can be the environmental changes. The change in the, you can say, environment, you can say it can be the temperature of the water, which is, if it is changed, due or the availability of food resources could never negatively impact herrings survival and reproduction rates. So in this way, if there is change in the environmental changes in the environmental temperature, so it can affect the population of the herring. And the second can be the predation. So predation, you can say, an increase in the populations of herring predators. Herrings are eaten by the large fishes. Predation increases. For example, large fishes, seabirds, etc. So they can eat up these herrings, due to which their uh, number or population is decreased. And number 3 point can be, you can see, the disease or parasites. So due to different types of diseases or the invasion of the parasites can cause a decrease in the production of herrings. So these can be the points for this purpose. And uh, a decrease in herring quotas might also reflect a broader ecosystem-based management. Herrings are an important part of the food web, and their decline could have decreasing effects on other species. Reducing fishing pressures on herring could be aimed at protecting the overall health of the marine ecosystem. That a combination of these factors rather than a single cause contributed to the observed downward trend. So the government decision to reduce quotas likely reflects an effort to manage herring as a sustainable resource in the face of potential population declines or the need for long-term observations. So it means the government has arranged the quotas because to save this population. So to save this sustainable population from becoming extinct, or because in this way, if they are not going to manage the quota, so the fishes can be decreased, their number can be decreased, their populations can be reduced. So to avoid all this, they have managed these quota. Now, next question is, settling fishes quotas is one method used when trying to conserve fish stocks. Explain how two other named methods can be used to conserve these stocks. can be conserved, used to conserve the fish stocks. So these are the two methods. First, I'm going to write the first method. This is the protected area, marine protected area. Or no take zoom. There are other, you can see methods which are written in your keyboard marking scheme. You can use them as well. So I have choose a different marine protected area. So marine protected area means that is the designed area in the ocean where human activities, particularly fishing, are restricted or completely prohibited. So this is the designed area in the ocean where human human activities, particularly fishing, are restricted or completely banned. So what will be its effect? So if you can say the safe area, we design the safe area, the fishing is not allowed over there. So it will provide undistributed environment to the fish populations to reproduce, grow, and thrive. So it will allow the fish populations to reproduce and grow. So in this way, we can get a healthy and significant number of these fishes. And the second method can be the implementing size restrictions. So what does it mean? That is restriction. This involves setting rules about the minimum or maximum size of the fish that can be legally caught. This involves setting rules about the minimum or maximum size of fish that can be legally caught. And the size limit will prevent the so I'm writing prevent the capture of juvenile fish before they have had a chance to mature and reproduce. So moving towards the next question, part C. Fish are a good source of lipids in the form of fish oil. A student investigated the digestion of fish oil in the laboratory. The student set up the two experiments shown in figure 5.2. And experiment number 1, test tube's contents were pH meter shows the pH 8. So fish oil plus bile solution and fish oil plus bile solution plus lipase solution. It means fish oil is there, bile solution is there. Bile is used for the emulsification of fats. And on the other hand, in the other experiment, there is fish oil, there is bile solution for emulsification, lipase solution for digestion of fats. So it means it is lipase is enzyme. Enzyme has been added into the other experiment. Now moving towards the question and the answer. So the student recorded the pH of the contents of each test tube using a digital pH meter. At the start of each experiment, both meters recorded a pH of 8. The student continued to monitor these readings on the pH meter for 30 minutes. So it was this experiment was conducted for 30 minutes. And then the use your knowledge of how lipids are digested to explain what do you would expect to happen in each test tube. First of all, I would like to explain that the digestion of the lipids occur in the small intestine. Digestion of lipids in small intestine. So you can see bile is there. Bile is used for emulsification of fats. Fats or lipids. And secondly, you can see, and what is emulsification? The large fat molecules are broken down into small droplets. So this is emulsification. So the enzyme lipase is used for the digestion of triglycerides into fatty acids. Is digest into glycerol plus fatty acids. So what happened in experiment 1? In the experiment 1, what will happen? That is, in the experiment 1, there was fish oil plus bile is there. Okay? Then no significant change in pH because no digestion of to absence of enzyme. Because students, the digestion can only be takes place in the presence of enzyme. If enzymes are not there, no digestion. Bile is there, bile only emulsify the fats, only emulsify the large molecules, large globular fats into smaller droplets, but it will not help to digest the fats. So in this way, in the first experiment, when there is no enzyme, there will be no change in the pH. It will remain the same. That is, it will be remain 8. Whereas on the other, there is fish oil plus bile plus lipids. pH will decrease because to the production of fatty acids after the digestion of into fatty acids and glycerol. It means from lipid or fats pH 8, it will decrease to fatty acids and glycerol. So it was all about question number 4 and 5. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.